Arsenal Fan TV, Mo, very disappointing today. First thing I want to ask you, the manager today, why did he take off Olivier Giroud?
You know, it was pretty obvious, the reaction of the crowd, yeah, that no one was happy with that. But then you have to have that voice in your head that tells you that, look, we are nothing but fans, right? And we don't have all of the information that the manager has. So when something is that bemusing to 60,000 people, I've got enough trust in Arsene Wenger that he's not that ridiculous. There must be a reason, right? So there's this little voice
What could the reason be?
Yeah, and that's what
unless he's injured.
That's what I'll speculate on now. But if 60,000 people are like absolutely up in arms at the decision, to me it just signals an alarm that maybe there's something more to the situation, and that could be that there were rumours before the game that Giroud's done something to his ankle and he's a doubt, but then he was playing, and I even heard that something happened in the warm-up with his ankle. So if he wasn't 100%, it would then make sense to me that Arsene Wenger thinks, all right, now you can't go and raise your game even more now that we're down to 10 men, but you'd have to actually give another 10% because you're not even 100%. And that would make sense to me. And given that Arsene Wenger's a sensible bloke, he's an intelligent person who doesn't often make decisions that 60,000 people are just up in arms over, I can only assume it's that.
What if it ain't that? What?
Yeah,
because if it's not an injury to me, we're baffled.
Yeah, I'd agree with you, and I am baffled because for me, if you're Walcott, you want him up top when there's space in behind, when he can use his pace, use his attributes. You want Giroud on when it's going to be a battle for him to hold the ball up, take the pressure off your midfielders, off your defenders, and then bring your midfield into play. And that's what Giroud's skill set is. That's what he's brilliant at doing. So yeah, it was extremely baffling to me. But then after the first 5 seconds of me joining in, going, what the hell is that? And I thought, okay, well, maybe there's more to it. And that's what I'd say. Let's wait and let's find out. I'm not going to go crazy and have a rant about Arsene Wenger right now because I haven't listened to his press conference after the game, and I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out and said Giroud had a knock.
Okay, what do you make of the sending off? What do you make of Costa? What's your take on it?
I'm not going to have a popular opinion here today about Diego Costa, but I've always said that Diego Costa really, really works on a very, very fine line. In the game at Stamford Bridge, he went way over that line. His actions were unacceptable and he got rightly punished. Today, he straddled that line perfectly and he decided the game in all aspects. As Arsenal fans, we might hate it, but the truth is, any unbiased pundit will look at it and say, what was the difference today? It was Costa. And from the first minute of that game, and I hate saying it, I thought that Per was apprehensive of Costa's presence. Even when Gabriel came on, I think he was somewhat apprehensive, not as bad as Per. The only person that seemed to me that was just not perturbed by Costa was Koscielny.
So you think he was right then, Costa?
Not right.
What I'm asking about the red card. Do you want to see Arsenal players doing that? Then?
Not at all.
Right?
Absolutely not at all. What I want to see is
but you said he's done the perfect...
No, I'm talking about it from an unbiased point of view. If we're analysing the game from an unbiased point of view...
I'm asking your point of view.
From my
your point of view, right, and you're watching Arsenal Football Club, we get Costa, would you be happy? I mean, Chelsea fans are going to look at it, but they're happy they've won the game.
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly.
They don't care, right?
Look,
but how do you feel about it? Do you look at it and think...
I've been very clear, Robbie. I've been very clear in terms of players... cheating their way to victories and to penalties and red cards and all that sort of stuff. I've been very clear. The FA needs to set up a retrospective panel. It has to be done retrospectively because the only way they can do it. You get 5 ex-professionals on there or ex-referees on there, and it's just a majority rule. You might get some wrong. You'll get most of them right. And people say, well, you can't go and get them wrong. The legal system in this country works that way. You get 14 random members of the public to rule on people's future, whether they should go to prison or not. You might get some wrong, but generally you'll get them right. What it will do, it will act as a deterrent. And if people are deterred from diving, they will stop diving. Today, look, I've only seen a very short glimpse of a replay of the red card, right? And to me, it looks like there's a dive. I don't think there is any contact. Unfortunately, Per Mertesacker has... He's given Diego Costa the opportunity to ask a question.
He's given the referee
a decision to make.
Yeah.
And then Costa's gobbled it up to ask that question by throwing himself to the floor, as he would. But the point is, the rules and the structure of how the FA deals with diving exists. There's no point in us talking about this massive shift and the retrospective panel and all that sort of stuff because let's talk about what the actual situation is. Costa played it perfectly today. Because he won them the game. Simple as that. You know, of course I'm not happy with it. Aaron Ramsey, towards the end of the game, stayed on his feet when he could have potentially gone down and asked a question, but he didn't. And I'd much rather Arsenal win in the right way and lose in the right way. No matter what we do, don't cheat and dive and do all of that nonsense. It's not what I take pride in.
With the league now, obviously it's a bad loss. We hate losing to Chelsea, but it's a bad loss anyway. Can we win this thing this year?
Yeah,
I mean, all right, we've passed other tests this year in Man United and teams like that we've normally been quite poor against. But can we win? Do you think this team that you've seen today has got enough bottle, enough heart to get over the line?
Absolutely, yes. Because look, there's a few teams that can go in and win this league. Arsenal and City, namely, and then potentially Leicester, and then
I was going to say Leicester City. You're talking, or
yeah,
Man City?
No, yeah, exactly. But
Leicester at the top. Let's not forget.
But the thing is, look, Arsenal always go on a run. We will go on a run. The point is that run going to be better than City? Are we going to make that run? Are we going to start breaking away from the pack before City or not? And are we going to be more consistent in these last 15 games of the season than City? That's what it's going to come down to. We'll go on a run. How good will that run be? And I just hope that we can, get into gear and kick into that stride sooner rather than later, because every week that goes by is a wasted opportunity when City are dropping points. We need to open a gap. We've got City, the penultimate game of the season, and that is going to be huge. And I'd rather it wasn't huge. I'd rather go in there with them 3 points or more behind us, thinking all we have to do is beat Villa at home on the last day. We need to get into gear. Another thing I just want to say today as well, one thing that baffles me, a bit of criticism for Arsene Wenger here, I guess. For me, logically, the only reason we signed El Neni is that he's an upgrade on Flamini and Arteta. Now, with Coquelin injured, if we're not going to play El Neni, I don't understand. Why is he on the bench? If we've signed him, he's better than Flamini, surely. We're not going to sign someone worse than Flamini. And if he's on the bench, he's fit to play. So if he's better than Flamini and he's fit to play, why are you not playing him? He got no game time in a previous game. He got no game time today. And today was a physical battle, and Flamini didn't play badly, but Flamini played like Flamini. And, against Matic and Mikel, it's not enough. He's not physical enough. The other thing I want to say, Theo Walcott today was disappointing. I really wanted more out of him. The game against United, the way he played in that game, he was a man possessed. I don't know what came over him on that day, but that's what I want to see of Theo Walcott. He's still a very good, solid player, but he proved, and he has proved at times, that he's got more to give than what he gave today, and I want to see that more regularly. And the final thing, Clattenburg, I'm sorry I'm going on, but Clattenburg, there are a few decisions that baffle me today. One of them, and I'm confused by this one. When Mikel got his yellow card for connecting with Alexis's face, for me, if you do it intentionally, it's hand to face, it's a red. It's just one of the clearest rules in football. If you haven't done it intentionally, then carry on. If your back is turned and you're trying to start running and your hand hits someone in the face and it's purely unintentional, then yeah, nothing should come of it, and I'd be happy with that. But if you're going to give the decision, what you're saying is that he's intentionally made contact with Alexis's face with his hand. That's a red card, clear as day in football. I just don't get this inconsistency as well. It just winds me up. But all we can say today, this is the highlight of Chelsea's season so far. And it is. I'm not taking the piss. It actually is the highlight of Chelsea's season so far. They might go in and do something better than this. I hope not. But it just winds me up that it was against us. And I don't know how the hell we've lost twice against that lot this season. But Arsenal fans, look at it from this point of view. Would you rather have won 1-0 today and be 14th or wherever they are in the league? Or would you rather have lost 1-0, a horrible defeat, undeserved defeat, where you're still right in the mix and you're 3 points off top spot? I'd rather be a Gooner. We've got everything to play for. 2 points in 9 games is a terrible return. But look, the future is still bright for us, man. We can still go and do something this year. So we just need to back our team and keep going.
Then people, you need to stand up and be bloody candid. And that includes the manager. Stop experimenting. Stop saying, oh, Walcott was good up front and he's got a bit of pace. Now, if he plays up front, then make sure he plays on the bloody shoulder. Don't play him out wide. If Arsenal really want to win this title, they need to ask themselves a question. Do you want to win the title? If you want to win be in the top 4, then stay like this. I don't want the top 4. I want the bloody title. I can smell it. It's so close.